Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. I just got finished watching, Pitbull, Cruz, and Lamont Roach. Just like a lot of you. I went live, and the fight, it didn't go quite how I thought it would go. I knew the first 4 rounds would be dangerous, then 5 through 9 would be an opportunity for Lamont Roach to come back. Then the championship rounds would be, Pitbull, Cruz trying to explode again. But I'm gonna tell you, man, I'm hearing a lot of people say that Lamont Roach won that fight. Let me just say this right here. Lamont Roach didn't deserve to win. Pitbull Cruz didn't really deserve to win. The draw was the right decision. I will say this. Is it me, or did it seem like Lamont Roach was fighting the wrong fight and that referee was there to help him? That referee was really just way too involved. There was nothing really malicious happening in there. I did see Pitbull headbutting and all that, but he's a physical fighter. Lamont Roach is a big boy. They know what to do. He knows how to retaliate, hit him in the back of the head and shit like that. Let him fight. Ain't nobody biting each other and all that. Let them goddamn fight. But people are talking about the punch stats and all that. Look, I haven't looked at that. I don't care. I don't need to look at it. I watched the fight. Now, I will rewatch it. But from what I saw the first 4 rounds were dangerous. And Lamont Roach, I think it was like 3-1 after 4 rounds. Remember, nobody got no crystal ball. It's subjective. You may see something that you're paying attention to. Remember, I don't give a shit who wins. I don't have a favorite fighter. I don't care. So I'm not biased. But I felt like Lamont Roach was fighting the wrong fight. Why would you sit there on the inside and, go in there and give Pitbull an opportunity? Then anybody talking about how, either one of them, how they were doing damage, man, stop. Who was doing damage? They were hugged up so much, I was waiting for them to tongue kiss. I said, these motherfuckers got some freaky deaky shit going up in the ring. 2 big men in there hugging up on each other like that. I said, what the hell's going on here? But I do think something happened in that fight at some point, because I ain't never seen Pitbull Cruz get on his toes and try to box. Did y'all see Pitbull Cruz get on his toes and try to box? I was like, Lamont Roach must have hurt him. Let me tell you something. When you get somebody like Pitbull Cruz, who is a pressure fighter, brawler, free swinger, who comes forward, when you get him going backwards, his ass is in trouble. When you get him to try to box, his ass is in trouble. You understand what I'm saying? So I thought that was odd. But what I also thought was odd was Lamont Roach looking to that referee for help. You know what I'm saying? He got hit with a shot he thought was low, and he went and walked off and basically took him a little bit of break, and the referee gave him a chance to take a break. Lamont Roach pulled the same shit as Gervonta Davis. He needed a breather, didn't he? And the referee gave him an opportunity when the referee shouldn't have done that, just like they shouldn't have allowed Tank to take a knee and go to his corner and pretend they're wiping something out his face, then allow the fight to continue. And then Lamont Roach was talking a whole lot outside the ring and out of embarrassment and shit like that because he was getting touched by Pitbull Cruz. But down the stretch, I did see Lamont Roach land some beautiful left hooks. Beautiful left hooks. But for those of y'all saying Lamont Roach did damage, okay, you guys can say what you want. You don't matter. All right? Listen to Lamont Roach's dad in the corner, panicking. Let your hands go. If you're in control of a fight, why are you telling your man to go in there and let your hands go? It's because you know this shit ain't going the direction we want it to go. And the fight was close. So anyone out here talking about Lamont Roach got robbed, hey, yo, hold your horses. Stop taking it to the stupid. He didn't get robbed. Pitbull Cruz got robbed. He didn't get robbed. The draw was the right thing. Now, let me take this back real quick. I do think the referee was. I'll put it to this way: the referee was wrong to take that point from Pitbull Cruz. But I don't know if I want to say somebody was robbed. But if anyone should feel like there was an injustice, it should be Pitbull Cruz, because the referee just took that point. There was nothing going on so extreme that they had to take a point from anybody. That was bullshit. So check it out. That point deduction from Pitbull Cruz saved Lamont Roach's ass. So he ended up in the draw. When Lamont Roach fought Gervonta Davis, the fact that they did not take a point from him, that saved Gervonta's ass. So he went on to get a draw. So Lamont Roach ended up in a very similar situation, just like what he was in with Gervonta Davis, where unfortunately for Lamont Roach, Gervonta Davis benefited from a referee's, poor decision making. And in this fight, Pitbull Cruz, I would say Lamont Roach again benefited, in my opinion, from a referee's poor decision making. So Lamont Roach had one fight where he suffered from a decision made by a referee. And then in this fight, he benefited. So Lamont Roach, he better have a good relationship with these referees, because it seems like these referees are going to determine whether he's a winner, a loser, or going to go to a draw. And if he's not going to get in there and knock anybody out, he better figure out some shit, because he can't afford to go into no close fights. Because if they wouldn't have took that point from Pitbull Cruz, Roach would have lost. And I was expecting them to announce a draw or announce Pitbull Cruz as the winner. So you're out here talking about Roach almost knocked out Cruz. How? Where'd you see where Roach almost knocked out Cruz? Just like talking about Cruz almost had Roach. When he hit Roach, when they both threw hooks, he caught Roach. Talking about he knocked him down. He didn't. Roach is an athletic bastard. Gervonta Davis is an athletic bastard. Floyd Mayweather, athletic bastard. They're the real ABs. Adrian Broner, athletic bastard. But them other guys is also ABs. Because if Roach wasn't in shape, in great condition, and wasn't as athletic as he was, he would have went down. That man contorted himself, did a cartwheel, back handspring, front flip, somersault. That man did everything but touch the ground. Absolutely amazing to see him. It's like he got caught up in a Tijuana tornado up in that ring and shit. And then the referee come over there, man, and he did the right thing. But anybody else wonder why that referee rushed over there so quick to save Lamont Roach from Pitbull jumping on his ass? I said, God damn, boy, that referee, he ruled that shit and knocked down with the quickness. He said, nah, best that we go ahead and make this a 10-8 round before this man jump over here, and possibly, if you are hurt, which I don't know, but I'm going to make sure I save your ass. That way you can come back, man. I could take a point from Pitbull Cruz and balance it back out. Nobody else feel that way? You know the secret society in full effect and shit. But nonetheless, man, I wouldn't say that was a good fight. That was a shitty fight. I didn't like it. I was expecting more. And I'll be honest with you, I like the fact that Lamont Roach, was able to kind of nullify Pitbull. The first 4 rounds, I said, that shit's going to be all bad. In them championship rounds, I said it's going to be all bad. But Roach was doing some stuff that I thought was really good, man. And Pitbull, he was exploding. So they both did some pretty good stuff. But I just thought the first 4 rounds, which it looked like it was going to happen, Pitbull about to knock him out. Just like I called it. I said, but rounds 5 through 9, I thought Roach would have done more. I thought he would have done more. And then in like rounds 10, 11, and 12, I said it's going to be Pitbull. And Pitbull was, coming at him. So it kind of went like what I thought, but I just thought it would have been more dominance from Cruz and more dominance from Roach in the middle rounds. It just seemed like at one point, Cruz and Roach both, neither one wanted to take risks, wanted to get hit. They both looked petrified, man. I don't know what was going on inside there. I honestly, I don't. Anyway, man, they both live to fight another day. I think a draw was the right thing, but I do think that You would think in San Antonio, Cruz would have got the home cooking. They didn't. Now Cruz was out there. It was a sink or swim. You know what I'm saying? And Roach really had the secret society, man, on his side. So Lamont Roach is a bad boy, but right now, you know what? Gervonta Davis looking like a superstar. Right now, everybody looking at Gervonta Davis as a superstar. They're saying Gervonta came out here with one hand and beat Cruz convincingly. Lamont Roach got in there with Tank and got a draw. Should have got a win based on Tank taking a knee, not because really outside of that Lamont Roach deserved to win the fight. It just lets you know that Tank, with whatever he had going on, Tank's situation with Roach is because of Tank, not necessarily because of Roach. But that being said, Lamont Roach and Gervonta Davis, if they rematch, who you got winning that fight? Because one thing I know is Lamont Roach needs to be able to think. You know what I mean? And I said that he's a thinker. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But Pitbull Cruz, he just didn't keep up the pressure the way I thought he would. But Roach had something to do with that. Roach was touching him, and Cruz didn't like it. So that was Cruz's fight to win. But you know, it is what it is. Lamont Roach, he can fight. He can fight. But this shit about him and Gervonta and rematch, I don't know how that goes. But I tell you what, I think it should happen. But I don't think Roach did anything to really help his argument for getting a rematch with Gervonta Davis. I don't think so. But I still think that's the fight that makes the most sense for both of them. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Anyway, y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans, all 7 continents. Lamont Roach is a bad boy. Pitbull Cruz is a bad boy. But both of them look like they just wanted to sit there, man, and hug up and kiss up and love up each other and get some weird shit popping, because I ain't never seen 2 brilliant boxers like that. All they want to do is clinch. I ain't used to seeing Pitbull Cruz clinch. Lamont Roach, I knew that'd be part of his game plan, but Lord have mercy. How much goddamn clinching you gonna do? That shit was ridiculous, man. Get in there and fight. Do like Manny Pacquiao say, go toe to toe. That shit was crazy. Anyway, good fight, but not what I was really hoping for, what I was expecting. But anyway, y'all keep cool. I'm in the break.